Hello everybody, back on our Shovelhead project, where I'm at, and I just tore the exhaust off, and it's right here. Everything looks pretty good, a little rusted up. All the shields are in pretty good shape. Looks like it sat a long time. Everything's pretty rusted. Got the passenger pegs off. Everything's pretty good. The only trouble I had was I was getting ready to remove the Y pipe here, the two and the one stock pipe, and these were the bolts that were in the head, and they're Allen bolts. They're pretty rusted, pretty tight, and my back one was in there really tight. Now I did turn it out a few turns and sprayed some lubrication up in there, but due to the age of it and everything, the Allen part of it stripped out. So what I want to show you what I did was I went ahead and I took a Torx bit. Let's see if I can get that to focus in there, and I hammered a Torx bit in there. And once I hammered it up in there, it did come out, and it gripped a lot better. Now I will show you that some of the threads came out at the very tip there. So I think what I'm going to have to do is, there's better. See, I hammered a Torx up into there, and then I had enough to get it out. But some of the threads came out in the aluminum. So what I'm going to have to do is, probably once the engine's out, I'm going to have to go ahead and do a helicoil on that head to fix those threads. Everything else seemed pretty good. And you can see on this side, everything came apart really nice. My crossover pipe is in good shape. And next, I'm going to go ahead and tear the primary off. Okay. Okay, so we got the oil tank out of there, and I was looking down and around there. You can see it's pretty cruddy, and where my shifter goes down into there for the ratchet top is pretty loose. So that primary was probably going to have to come off anyway if that came loose. It's really loose in there. You can see it without the light, but we got the oil tank out. Pretty dirty, pretty grimy. Okay, there's that. Got everything off of here. All these bumpers are all distorted, so they're going to have to be replaced. There's one there. There's one there that's distorted. There's another one that's all distorted. So we're going to fix all those, clean up everything. Looks like someone put a new master cylinder on it. And okay, we're going to get that primary off there. Okay, got the primary cover off. And everything looks pretty good. It's still the original 3-stud hub and basket. Looks like my arms, teeth right there, are a little worn on my throwout. But as you can see, everything's pretty cruddy. So I know a lot of people send me a message and say, hey, just leave it the way it is. And I probably would agree with you, but I got all winter and I need something to do, and I really just want to do it. So hopefully once we keep working on this and everything starts going back together nice and clean, it'll be worth it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a real quick tip on how to take these clutch baskets off. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, see if I can do this with one hand, and we're going to take the lock adjustment off like this. And I always keep these around, but if you throw some washers on there and then throw your nut back on, just has to be hand tight. Then you can go ahead and zap your lock bolts off. Let's see. And then your clutch hub will stay together. Woo, kind of burnt. Not too bad. But it'll all stay together as one unit, and it'll make it nice for when you go to reinstall it. Okay, so I'm going to get all that off and keep going. Okay, so I got that stuff off, and our hub doesn't look too bad. And so to take this off, you get yourself a puller like this with all the different holes in the end that goes over the push rod, and you'll just find which holes line up like that. And go ahead and use your nuts for your clutch basket. And give it a shot. Now I can't do this with the camera, so I just have to hold on. Okay, so I had to hold it with my hands, and it came right free. Get that out of there, and it doesn't damage anything, and it'll come right off of there. And you have your lock plate. Everything looks pretty good. Looks like a brand new unit, maybe. Alright, we'll take a look here. Fiber disc doesn't seem like it's loose or anything. Alright, and we don't want to lose our keyway. Right there, that key will have to come out when the inner primary comes out. And there we are. Okay, I'm going to keep going until we get that inner primary out, and that'll be pretty good. Okay. Okie doke. Got the inner primary off, and you can really see sure is a lot of rust everywhere. Rust on the main shaft. Someone put a super nut on there. Okay. This is what I was really worried about. I was really worried about this lip of the alternator, because I've seen them sometimes just all busted up, and then there's kits you can get to replace them, but I'm kind of glad that it's not busted up. So that makes me feel good. So as you can see, we got pretty far with the disassembly and everything. Everything is going pretty well, except for the darn head bolt on the exhaust, which would just have to helicoil. And that. So that's pretty good for this week. And join me next week to see where this 1978 Harley Davidson FLH anniversary model is going. All right. God bless everybody.